Complexities turn to ban. Radiant team pick.
Witch Doctor.
Complexities turn to pick. Ten seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
Death Prophet.
Complexities turn to pick.
Dusk.
Radiant team pick.
Invoker.
Radiant team ban. Ten seconds remaining. Complexities turn to ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Shanghai Major American Qualifiers. We are here with the lower bracket finals. It is Complexity Gaming going up against Digital Chaos, game number 2. If Complexity win this one, they will move on to Shanghai. If Digital Chaos win this one, we will go to game number 3. And well, we'll have to see how it happens as the draft is now underway. Of course, here on twitch.tv/moon.tv. My name is Mott. Joining me today, of course, is Lurkerderp on Stats and Purge. What are you thinking about the draft already? Complexity grabbing the DP and DC not going for the Dazzle, going for the Witch Doctor instead.
Well, Witch Doctor is going to provide a lot more in many different situations, whereas Dazzle kind of limits you. So, for example, in the last game, DC was limited in their offensive potential. They had pretty good split push and they had good anti-push, but ultimately what lost them the game was they just didn't win the team fights. So Witch Doctor is going to provide a lot more in that way than Dazzle would be. So opening Witch Doctor is similar to how they were doing a lot of their drafts at the beginning of the qualifier. So maybe they're falling back to something that's older for them, maybe not they originally thought was the best, but is going to make them feel pretty comfortable. And that's very important right now because they need to win 2 games in a row for them to qualify. If they don't, they got to wait 3 months again, and that's going to be really tough for them as a team.
I mean, it's not like if they went to the last major, you can understand, sure, all right, you know, this is a team that I think a lot of people want to believe is the second best team in America. Obviously, Complexity are strutting their stuff, but they do have 3 European players on their team. But you look at how they've played in the first major qualifiers in here, and it just seems like they can't get over that hump right now. Maybe they can't here, but well, they'll have to go up against the Death Prophet of Complexity Gaming. What do you feel about this hero, especially after last game? How do you feel about DP, Purge?
I still think she's really good. I think just Complexity had counters. They had a Desolator, which removed her base armor, which is not that high in the first place, and she was forced to get a BKB due to all the nukes that they had, like having Gyro, for example. So they forced her in a position where she needed BKB and armor, and she just couldn't get there fast enough. So it made her look really poor. I think that was just due to the lineup, the smart lineup that Complexity drafted, and that was it. I think she's still very good. She's good in lane. She scales well. She has lots of utility. The only thing she's lacking is stun, but she can get that with a Yule. So I think she's still a good hero. Just maybe Digital Chaos was up against a really good lineup against her.
10 seconds.
It feels like Complexity are really finding the rhythm. Their early laning phase often struggles against, you know, many different teams. However, their 5-man play soon after that is, I would almost say, immaculate. And that game was won after the 15-minute mark when they got the early Roshan. They got a couple of good fights going their way. They took down the outer towers, and from that point on, Digital Chaos, even with the mistakes they made, they're going to, of course, we're going to struggle in that situation. Complexity will grab the Gyrocopter again. The draft is sort of similar. The DP will be going mid, more than likely for Limp. They'll grab the Gyrocopter for Chessie, who's done a great job so far this tournament. There is no Beastmaster for Swindle Melons, which is a bit maybe disconcerting, but he has plenty of heroes in that pool of his. And Digital Chaos, they will go for that Clockwork pick, which is the tried and true for Bulba, and like you mentioned, a
10
comfort pick for them.
remaining.
I think it's good as well because while Boba had a great
5
impact last
seconds
game
remaining.
in terms of farm, he wasn't able to impact team fights as much. So I think they need to start out playing complexity in team fights and in ganking, and they've got 3 great heroes for that can do both of those things, and then they can adjust their play style depending on which one they want to focus more on with their last 2 picks.
I also wanted to point out, besides AUI 2000, I feel like there was a lack of catch on Digital Chaos's team. You can't always hope for a root. You can't always hope for an entangle. That was a big thing. Now with a Clockwork and an Invoker, they have plenty of catch. Tornado, obviously the hookshot coming through, Cold Snap, and Sunstrike to combo up with the Clockwork.
10
They're in an
seconds
okay
remaining.
spot, but Complexity will go Visage again. Hanskid played it the last series in that second
5
game, had
seconds
very
remaining.
early Aghanims, Arcane Boots, and Medallion, but of course they were crushing that game. We'll see if they have the same
Reserve
success
time.
here. I'm very scared of this Complexity lineup though already, and Digital Chaos, I think they should be as well. That's very frightening with the amount of burst damage they have.
Wonder if they'll pick something like Draw for their last pick on complexity side. Probably not.
I don't
but
think
they're
so.
still missing an offlane hero. Tusk Visage support is, I would say, a little greedy. It's pretty strong on ganking, but not really that strong pre-6 with the case of Visage. So most likely dual lanes is what we're looking to see. Medusa's going to be the pick, though. Bit of an interesting pick. Medusa versus Death Prophet, I feel like that's decent for DP due to the fact that Medusa has a lot of HP, so the Siphon Souls do a lot of damage.
10 seconds remaining.
Medusa versus Visage Birds is Medusa's very good
5
against Visage
seconds
because
remaining.
split shot you can hit all the bats, so the bats are going to feed this game. That's one really good thing. They're going to heavily limit what Visage can do.
Okay.
And the Medusa ult will synergize amazingly with the Witch Doctor ulti because as they're frozen, they take bonus physical damage.
Right,
so
exactly.
They really cover their bases here with the Medusa pick. It's actually very synergistic to their team, and it's also a nice counter against Visage. I don't know if it's amazing against Death Prophet, and I don't think it's amazing versus Gyrocopter, but it's very good against Visage and it's synergized as well with DC's draft.
Medusa has, I think, cemented her place in the scene. She's starting to become one of those really good carries, which I don't think she's ever been, like, except for way back into Dota 1. I can't think of a time, especially at a TI, where Medusa was picked up commonly. It's been picked about 3 or 4 times here in the American qualifiers alone. So she clearly is an okay hero, but Complexity will go for the next assassin, making sure that, well, her mana shield is not going to be super useful. And, yeah, that mana burn is going to be coming from Nyx Assassin early and often.
And not just against Medusa, but it's very good against Invoker, who has a very high end gain. It's very good against Witch Doctor because you can go stun him as he's ulting. So I think the Nyx Assassin pick was amazing. Very, very smart pick here. It's slightly weak to Clockwork if Clockwork has Vision of Nyx because you can keep him locked in one place and just blow him up without him escaping. But I think the Nyx pick was very smart here. Good pick there by Complexity.
If he gets an early level 6, I think he's going to feed on a lot of these heroes. He's just going to go in Vendetta, just roam mid, kill the Invoker. He can even kill the Clockwork. Maybe not solo, obviously, but again, you talk about early laning phase. Complexity might not have the best start, but that post-level 6 world coming after Complexity is going to be scary. And Digital Chaos, like you mentioned, have to out-team fight them. Their last pick is going to be a support. It'll be a Bounty Hunter. They last pick at this time. They've had games where AUI 2000 has not had the best bounty game, and I think that was to do against, obviously, a very good lineup. But this game, how do you feel about the bounty pick, Purge?
It's pretty good for harassing both Visage and Tusk individually. If they're together, it gets scary because with Dust, you can close the gap and probably kill him with like a Grave Chill and Soul Assumption. So Witch Doctor can also probably handle zoning the Nyx Assassin by himself. If it's a dual lane of Nyx plus Tusk, then things get really scary. And I'm guessing that's the way it's going to be. If that's the case, I think the Nyx will do well. The Witch Doctor might die. But the bounty at least should be able to pressure mid really well on the Death Prophet and should be able to pressure the Visage. So that's the goal of Bounty Hunter this game, is to pressure those 2 heroes, not to feed too much in safe lane. Eventually Clockwork hits 6 and Digital Chaos should be able to snowball from getting kills in terms of track and then keep Medusa for the backbone to carry the game in the late game. But Medusa versus Gyro is a little iffy. I'm not sure I like the DC draft. It looks a little scary to me. I think this looks like a Complexity favored draft to me at least.
I'm going to agree with you here, and The one thing I'm a bit concerned about is that I don't think AUI can have a better start than what he had last game. And even if he gets a couple of kills, yes, he's on a bounty hunter, but how much of an impact will he have? Obviously, the track is going to be very important. TC will accelerate his farm by being involved in fights if they can get those track kills. We'll have to wait and see what's going to happen, if Complexity will roll over DC, or if they can stay alive long enough to maybe force this third game. Complexity will head down towards the bottom lane, looking for some aggression, maybe going to put up a ward or two in the jungle, maybe going for an aggro duel lane, or even tri-lane. It's potential, but AUI 2000 might get scouted out here. The Observer Ward will fly. No sentry placed yet. They'll drop down an Observer Ward here for AUI. He's not been spotted. See freaking crew looking to walk down to the low ground. AUI, that's a very bold move. You don't know if they have a sentry placed down here, but he's going to walk up nonetheless, and balls of steel for the bounty hunter player for Digital Chaos.
Yeah, it all comes down to whether or not they know that the bounty is already there or not, and they weren't entirely sure. He's going to show now, maybe.
Did they see him? They didn't ping him out.
See him.
Yeah, they saw him walk around. Yeah, you're right. Exactly, they do. Forgot that this was placed. So they know that he's down there, but that'll be DC securing the top rune spot. Down bottom, it's going to be secured for Limp. And this Death Prophet is going to be a nuisance for Digital Chaos. I'm very excited to see how Limp does this game. He's had a crushing tournament. There's been very few games where he's had a rough time. Yawar is going to have to play out of his mind in order for them to keep this series even.
Right, Yawar goes Quas first, so maybe a Quas Wex Invoker. The harass will begin mid. First sentry is down. We'll see if AUI can... Oh, he does recognize that they have aggro, and I think he checked this by right-clicking the Death Prophet initially.
Yeah, that's just a really smart play. We'll
waiting to see. Oh, great play by AUI there. He placed it really far away from where Limps was. That way he couldn't instantly tango it himself. So such a smart play from AUI, and this allows him to pressure mid. So this is going to give him a big advantage in the mid lane. Really nicely done by AUI. They
may give another sentry away to Limp, but that's going to be, well, he might get something on the courier and have it ferried out. But for now, we'll have to just see Limp struggle with the right click coming in from AUI 2000. He has the Orb of Venom, and he's really looking for a right click on Limp. He's going to find it and just do some more harass. And they're going to just try to get as much CS as possible here for Yawar in the early game. But down bottom, this is that aggro tri-lane like I was talking about. Only, actually, 0 CS coming up for Dusa now. And this is a tough lane for him to deal with. Down towards this mid lane, AUI just dodged the tower. There's the Soul Siphon coming out, the Spirit Siphon, and that'll do a lot of damage and heal Limp right back up. So that's the difference, is that you could get harassed, but with that Spirit Siphon, it doesn't matter. Like, you're just going to regen right back up.
A little scary. They did get a really crucial D ward in the Radiant jungle, so the Observer ward from that was spotting the side jungle is going to get killed there. So 1437 gets some advantage there. And yeah, Deuce is having some trouble last hitting, but her base damage isn't amazing at level 1. It's starting to grow a little bit higher here, but she's going to have a hard time here. But with some track gold, she may be able to catch up in the mid game if the fights go.
Yeah, she's got 3 CS now, but still struggling. The 8 going the Gyrocopter's way. Bulba leading the CS, no surprise there. He has, I think, been consistently one of the best players for Digital Chaos so far. Swindle, you could say the same thing about him. I've praised him consistently for how well he's been playing on almost every offlane hero. And we'll see if... looks like AUI's going to go ahead and wrap around. I'm not sure why they're looking for... The wave's going to push in here momentarily, I think. And they might go for an attempt here. The battery still's going to fly. He's got no spike carapace. He just skilled up now. Get the cog off. Maybe there's the spike carapace. It will hit up, but still, will it save his life? AUI might go down to the tower. The cogs will come through. They don't have the shuriken toss. Do they have the damage? The TP's coming in finally. Bulba has to leave, and he will get the cogs to go away. Seafreak has that snowball. They're going to bring it in, and this might be the first blow. They've got the ice shards. He's low. Is he low enough to go down? The ice shards will fly. He does try to dodge them. He's so low. He's got the impale up. Can he get out in time? South coming through. It will go off, and it looks like he will stay up in AUI. And DC's Bulba will continue to survive up this top lane and force out the TP from that bottom lane as well.
It was a good attempt at pressure there. The only thing that really prevented them from getting the kill was AUI wasn't able to get a second hit with his invis that he had used defensively. So it was a really good attempt. It forced some rotation. At the very least, that's going to give more space to Medusa here in the safe lane.
Yeah, this Medusa now up to about 780th gold. Bounty will go ahead and deny himself in the jungle here and get back in the game and look for maybe a TP or something. That seems kind of weird. I felt like he could have run mid. He probably was a little low, and so probably didn't have that much mana either. So he'll go down, and is he level 2 yet? He is. All right, that's not bad.
Small mistake on the safe lane. The support messed up his pull. He only got a melee creep out of that. I don't think he did it on purpose, considering the wave position, but lost a melee creep into it, which is good. And the catapult as well will eventually die, but they would have liked to have the whole creep wave in there, because then the Medusa would have been able to last hit better under tower, and then it would have been more levels and experience for the Witch Doctor as well.
Yeah. Instead, the Gyrocopter still, I think, eclipsing her, at least in terms of last hits and experience. It's about even. We'll see if they decide to roam the Bounty Hunter back towards mid. He'll find a double damage rune. They might actually be able to secure a kill off of this. With Mystic Snake now at level 2, they have the Cask at level 2 as well. And here comes AUI from behind. There's no Observer Ward in lane. Complexity. Chessie's going to get caught. There's going to be the slow. The mana.
So much
Mystic
damage.
Snake as well. Look at that right click coming through. And it's
Oh
first
my
blood for
God.
AUI. That's huge.
That was like the best rune ever for a level 2 bounty hunter, man, because he's critting on that extra damage he got. He got an extra 50% from his double damage. So, wow, that was amazing damage. Oh, he's not done yet.
Yeah,
And
he
it's
wants to keep
continuing,
going.
so-
He actually has the slow with the Venom. The Grave Shield will
Oh,
fly.
the
Great
blocking.
body blocks, but they will not get this kill. Maybe they will. The Mystic Snake.
Oh
The cast
my
comes out as
God.
well. And DC, another one for AUI 2000. He's still not even level 3. He got 2 kills, and somehow, because of course the experience split, he gets a lot of gold, but not that much experience.
No, he wants to win this game right now. AOI is absolutely dominating this game for
He
DC.
squeezes through. How does he get through there? And he's got a cog as well.
He walks
There's
through
no
there?
way. Yeah, he walks through. So the ice shards are like this, and he walks through this narrow area. That's incredible.
Maybe that stone pillar is deceiving by how much area it blocks. Maybe
Right.
it doesn't actually block fully or something. Who knows?
I mean, it must, or something along those lines. There's no way he squeezes through there. The clockwork is not that small.
Well, this game is going entirely positive for DC right now. The only person that's maybe a bit behind is the Medusa, but she's going to be really happy with the laning stage now. She's at 22 CS. That matches the Gyro's 23. So their lanes have gone quite well. I think Bounty's obviously pressured a lot. He's only level 3, but I'm sure that's going to be comparable to the enemy heroes.
It is. EMP, Cold Snap will go, and Limp will have to back away. He does have no Spirit Siphon left. Of course, he'll bottle up, and we'll have that pretty soon. And AUI's going to roam back mid. Still no Sentry Ward here coming up for Limp, and he might get caught again.
He had one, but they just dewarded it as they forced back with the EMP.
AUI's being very patient, but there is a roaming hero. It's Hanskin, and he's going to get scouted out by AUI. He'll back away. Sentry is not up and ready. Top rune is going to be taken by Z-Freak. They don't have Dust. They have a Sentry, though. Z-Freak thought about placing it down. I know this. Bulba's coming in. He doesn't have level 6, but he's got Tranquils. Now they're going to get caught. There's going to be the EMP coming through. The
AUI's
Circuit's
so
off.
dead,
They
I
have the
think.
Flare. There's the Tornado coming through. AUI will fall, but do they get a counter kill? They're trying to chase this down, but there's no way. There's no way.
That Ice Shards completely sealed the deal. If Bulba's not able to get on top of the hero, then he's going to be in a bad spot. And the fact that it was an illusion also really hurt things, because they were a little unsure whether or not to go, and they weren't quite sure which one to go on. I think AY almost hit the wrong one there.
Yeah, that was a bit troublesome, and the first real mistake that I think DC has made so far with that AUI death. But he's still doing really well for himself. I mean, level 3, sure, that's not that great, but he's got boots now. Picked up an Orb of Venom. He's got a lot of wards for his team. He's placing Vision down. Yuar's getting off to a great start with 39 last hits, but this is where the Death Prophet gets scary. There's going to be the jump in. They're going to
he's in
actually snowball
trouble.
Fairy Fire. He have Ghost Walk. He doesn't have the Invoke. He's got another Fairy Fire. The Spirit Siphon. He salves up
Oh,
and
the
he Fairy
salve.
Fires. He lives. Are you kidding me?
Oh my god.
Yuar, and down bottom now, they're looking for the next assassin. They're going to find it. A 1-kill swing going the way of Digital Chaos. How does Yuar survive that?
That was such an insane play. He used 2 Fairy Fires in that. He used the first one as soon as he realized he was a bit in danger, and the second one came just in time. And he popped the salve, which worked through the Spirit Siphon, because the Spirit Siphon did 2 little damage. That was amazing, survived by Yuar there.
And that'll get him his Urn of Shadows as well. He'll head back to that mid lane. Down bottom, Z-Freak's going to rotate in, and so will Swindle. Swindle having one of the worst starts I've seen so far this tournament for him, and that's really not that bad considering what's happened. AUI will go ahead and deny himself once more. It looks like Z-Freak's kind of nearby, but he will go down to a neutral. Otherwise, Limp is going to be stacking up the jungle. That's a great comeback factor, and he's not that far away. And Bulba does have his level 6 now, so he had a great start. And in terms of levels, he's actually even with the next assassin, surprisingly. I thought he was doing way better, but
Yeah.
Maybe not.
Limp actually got really lucky with the stack. None of these are Centaurs or Ursas, so there is no magic resistant aura going on in this camp. So he's going to farm this a little bit faster than normal. That normally punishes those mid-heroes.
They have the stack going. He's already pretty much taken it all down, and that's going to get him up to 500 gold. Treads actually for the Death Prophet. Unusual considering you usually see phase. Now the hook shot. Hans get in trouble. Caldon will go, and if you need to leave now, as Lip gets pushed back, or rather Chessie does. And okay,
you make that sound again?
Yeah, that was, I thought about it. That just, listen, we're going to pretend that didn't happen. That was one of the weirdest sounds I've ever heard in my life, and it came out of my own body, so that's not great.
That was a really good gank for Clockwork. The other cool thing was that he had an Arcane Rune for that, so his cooldown was much lowered on his hook shot, and it cost him almost no mana. So his uptime for his next gank is actually very soon. This is probably one of the best Arcane uses I've seen in a while.
And Boba now, like you talked about, 15 more seconds before the hookshot's available. AUI right behind this tower. Not in range. They won't scout him out. Not yet, anyway. And Limp's going to go ahead and just body block the creep wave and just try to get it back on his own hill. The Vendetta coming through. Swindles, not sure if he's going to find somebody down to this bottom lane. He might be able to find 1437. He probably can't kill TC, at least if the mana shield is on.
Yeah, I think he was hoping to get Witch Doctor, but needs +1 for that. So he's going to try to sub on mid lane.
Oh, they have
the
a sentry's
there,
so
knows,
and he's going to back right up.
I mean, they could have communicated that there was the D-ward 3 minutes ago, but that's a long time. It's just D-warding now, so he may have just had his time.
Oh, and they drop another one at 1437. We'll see the dead of Nyx Assassin. They'll back away. He's going to walk right through this jungle and maybe head straight for bottom. And TC should know that this is coming.
He's not worried, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't think he's either.
Normally, if you first spot somebody initiating gank, you say, okay, they could be more heroes. But with him taking a second movement down, I think TC knows there's an unlikeliness that Complexity was set up for that kind of
attack. That's a DD again. Spike Carapace will go. The Impale will fly through. The cast does hit out in time. The Orb of Venom and Swindle in trouble. Can they get skill? The Death Ward, he'll fall. Nicely done. That Death Ward placement coming in from 1437, and another kill going the way of AUI 2000 with a double damage rune. That's 3. Excellent stuff.
That was really nicely done. That was all because of the sentry that Theban put down that spotted the Nyx going bottom. They knew the Nyx was going bottom, and then they looked at the time and said, he's going to go get rune. They wait at the rune, they get a lucky DD, and boom, they get another kill on the map.
Hook shot, they got a ward. Limp is just going back and forth, and Boba keeps canceling it, and Limp knows something is up. Man, this could be a huge kill if they can find it. He's not going to body block the creep wave. He's going to back up and get his next item, which is a Sapphic Wizardry. He's got to go home. They somehow know they pinged this out. I don't understand. Complexity somehow has just the best game sense. That's without a ward, by the way. There's no way.
They're gonna hook top now.
Yeah, Chessie's gonna actually get maybe caught here. No, that creep just walked right in front. They won't find this battery salt. They will not find the connection, and Chessie is able to get out. Well, maybe not. He'll actually takes a Shuriken Toss and a Janata proc, but he's gonna stop up anyway.
Costing a salve is pretty good there. If AOI can do that once more, he'll probably go to a different lane just to keep things unpredictable, but AOI's contribution on the game has been really massive so far this game. He's in every lane. He's keeping them scared. Swindle's looking for a setup mid. Ooh, he might get him.
And AOI's coming in. Tornado's going to go. EMP, the Vendetta will go. Impale will hit as well. Now the Spirit Siphon and Yawar is just dead, and AOI knows he can do nothing about this, and so that's a big pickup for Complexity. And now the 5 begins. We see this every game come from Complexity. They're going to pop up the Exorcism, and now this is their time. This is when they start playing the best, is when they pop up maybe a team fight, get a kill, and try to take a tower afterwards.
What if 1437 will just drop the ult here? Nah, that's probably not useful.
I mean, that's scary. He might get called down, and then he just dies, right?
Oh, you're right. That would give vision.
Well, he's already doing it anyways. So Chessie's going to chase him down. Rocket Barrage. There's Maldic, the Death Ward. It's only for a moment. Chessie actually might die. No Shuriken Toss available, but they can chase this guy down. They get a kill here, and they're maybe in a good spot, but they are not going for it. Meanwhile, Boba has the cog of Ice Shards. Will go. They're going to keep chasing him down. He's got the hook shot. He's in trouble. There's the Tornado. Will he go in on this? Is the question. Flare will fly through. Zekrick's low. Does he find this? Limp will actually go down to the Invoker, the right click from the cold snap, and now Hanskid might be next. They have no Shuriken Toss. Can he get there? AUI, are you fast enough? The salve will come through. The Shuriken's up, and there it goes. Now there's going to be a snowball coming in. AUI in trouble. No War Rush twice, and that's a Shuriken Toss track kill.
I didn't come here.
Ooh, a little baited by that. He got a little too greedy, and despite losing the tower, that was actually really good for DC. They got 2 kills, they got Bounty 6 out of it, and they got 1 track kill. So starting the snowball now, DC will be happy with that.
And in the meantime, TC does not, stop farming. He's got his Yasha now as well. He's getting up there.
And he went power treads this game. I actually like this over Yasha in a lot of cases, just because the overall damage you do in an AoE is going to be massively increased by your hero if you do grab treads over phase. The downside is his mobility won't be as good because he wasn't going to have that boosted movement speed, but due to there being track in the game, I think he's going to be able to offset that, and he can get in front of his opponents when using his ultimate. He did apparently use his ultimate in the last 70 seconds. Must have gotten ganked or something.
Yeah, bottom lane might have been troublesome, but I feel like this Death Prophet still has had a better time than what UR had last game. He's ahead in net worth of the Invoker by about 200. He's almost got his Euls now. He actually just needs the Void Stone, and that is not far off. Down bottom gank potentially coming in, and TC might have to be careful. Swindle's running in. There's a hero right behind. That's Hanskin. They will see him with that creep wave, though, so this gank has been blown up. Top lane, there's going to be the push coming through. They'll get this tier 1 tower perhaps, but here comes the Smoke of Deceit gank complexity. Z-Freak, Chessie, and crew. Gonna walk right in this bottom area.
AOI might's got this out though.
Yeah. Oh gosh, he's going to.
Okay.
He's got to see left. He's gonna break the smoke. He's gonna ping that out. He's gonna say, "Okay, TC, we need to leave." There's the dust. Mana Shield is gonna go. He's got the stone for him. Stone Gaze will go, and they'll have to back up now.
A little expensive for DC since that's all of his mana pool. He's gonna take him a bit until he hits back full, but as long as the gank doesn't work, they're in a good spot. They're going to scout a couple of complexity. They're all pushing bottom now. So DC just does the opposite on the other side of the map. They're pinging mid as well. But they're going to push really hard right now.
This
what
reminds
you do
me
when you don't want to fight.
This reminds me of complexity at TI5, and all of their games were won. A lot of their games were won based off of early game pushing. And that seems like kind of what they're doing now. They just pick a tanky hero or a good hero with a lot of damage, like a gyrocopter, to sit in front. They sit behind him. They right-click the tower. They have the Death Prophet free exorcism. They have good push with the Visage as well. They're actually like they're going for the same sort of strategy. I feel like. Uh-oh, Swindle Vendetta.
Swindle's setting up for this.
Yeah, TC doesn't have his Stone Gaze, and this is going to be a massive rotation. The Impale will come out. It tracks up. Does he have the move speed? Rocket Barrage will go. He's actually in a lot of trouble. The call down. The shot will fly. Can he TP out? Boba going to work. There's the Exorcism. The Mystic Snake destroys him. Boba, though, the Exorcism is going to bring him down. Maybe not. There's going to be the Tornado. The Soul Assumption, not enough. Boba, one more Ghost, and it won't do the job. 2-to-1 trade. 3-for-1 trade coming out for Digital Chaos. This Exorcism pretty much wasted, almost getting them a couple of kills. Look how low Digital Chaos are. Purge, they come out with a 3-for-1 trade.
Wow, that was such big plays by Bulba there. He had the invis from before. He was just waiting for that fight to start, and it was perfect. TC got out of range. He was able to keep the gyrocopter together, and he had his blade mail ready, which is the best counter against gyro ever. As soon as gyro casts call down, he's like, uh-oh, this is really bad, because he knows he's going to take a lot of damage. And AOI even moved in for a double shuriken toss. They got just enough damage out of that, and UR was able to clean up. Triple kill for DC. They didn't get a tower, though. They did get top tower. But they lost bottom, so they're one tower behind, but they're way up on kills, and they have the track. So it's looking pretty good for DC, but could still go both ways.
Yeah, it really is going to come down to the Gyrocopter and the Death Prophet versus this Medusa late game. How much track hold can they accrue? How much farm can TC get? Will it go for the Scotty next? There's a lot of questions. Answers will come shortly, I imagine.
By the way, AOI 2000 has been in all 11 of DC's kills this game.
This guy is honestly the best player in America. One of the best players. Maybe top 5. I don't know if I would say best player, but I feel like he is sometimes.
Oh, that word is way too close.
Word. Yeah. Okay, as I say that, well. There we go. They are.
Surely they wouldn't put another ward in the same spot.
That hookshot missed. It's time to hightail out of there.
Yeah, that's really dangerous. Mech's almost up for Bounty Hunter, though.
There's going to be a TP in.
Aggressive TP from Nyx.
There's going to be a battery assault. Swindle. Ooh, can they get this tower? They will get TC in trouble. The silence will go. The Stone Gaze comes out as well. Great cog. The Death Ward. Lips in trouble. He pops the Euls up. Still looking for that target, and Lip is still in trouble. Might fall down and will. They'll take one. Will they lose TC? Swindle looking, but TC's juking and jiving. They will lose the Invoker. They might lose more out of this too. With Bulba in trouble. Battery assault. The cost coming through. Great cost. Can they get this kill? Chessie in trouble. The Donata comes through. TC returns back to the spray. They will pick up 2-for-2 trades so far. AUI in trouble. Mystic Snake. Can they get the kill? Shuriken toss. 3-for-3.
Kills himself.
What a bloodbath. Can they get more?
They're not done yet.
Task? They will go ahead and do a Delta split. TC's still trying to fight here. There's going to be the Impale, the Snowball. Now it looks like TC's actually in trouble. The split shot will get both of those freaking birds. And Z-Freak is getting absolutely hounded. The Maledict and the right click for Medusa. That looked a lot worse for DC at the beginning, but they turned it around. TC stays alive, and he's the one that is going to get all of that money.
Really good fight for them. With AUI even dying, he still got 600 gold out of that. That was a 400 gold advantage, despite there only being a 1 kill
it's
difference
a mech.
there.
Yeah,
it's done already. It's pretty amazing. His Shuriken did kill himself. It jumped on the Nyx Assassin. It's played by Swindle Melons, but Bounty got a lot of advantage out of that fight. And the most important one is probably the Medusa gain there. Like, she was in almost all those kills. She's got 3k gold now. Don't know if she'll go Scotty first, since it isn't.
Orb. Is it Lincoln's, though? That's the question.
Could be Manta. It shouldn't be Manta first. Manta first is awful. It would cost way too much mana. It would actually hurt her. If she uses the Manta, she loses like a lot of survivability out of it. So I feel like it's got to be a Scotty, even though it falls right into the Nyx Assassin's hands because it increases her int. So she would get more mana burned. I think she still has to go either Lincoln's or Scotty first here. It's just too good to pass up.
Let's see. Will she go Lincoln's? What's good?
It'll stop Soul Assumption, it'll stop one Spirit Siphon, it'll stop a Homing Missile, it'll stop a Mana Burn. It's okay. Will you land the hook on Gyro? I don't think it'll
Jesse
go for
knows.
this. This is
Oh,
really
he got
dangerous.
it, though.
Oh,
the battery's still coming through. Now the call down will fly. He does have that Blade Mail popped up, and Jesse, the Shuriken toss, the cast already used, the Death Ward flying through, and cast bounces again. They will back up the Mystic Snake, and they get this last right click. They can't. He's really speedy. He's going to get out. The Eels will come through. Another Shuriken toss on the limb. And Chessie will make it out. God, they're so close.
Those bats are just have such a tough time. They're dead again.
Oh, God, that rocket almost brought him down. Dear Lord.
I mean, either way, they killed the Visage Birds right now. Visage is actually kind of worthless this game due to this Medusa pick. Like, there's actually nothing he can do. It's way worse than Flak Cannon. Can't kill the Medusa, and Medusa just attacks 3 times.
There's a sentry here. Oh, God, if they didn't attack, that Swiddle would have been dead meat, but they actually showed that they have a sentry nearby. They kill the sentry ward and Swindle. Still vendetted up. They have another sentry. They will see him this time around. They're going to see him just in a moment here. If they walk up, maybe not. TC might get caught out here. There's the Vendetta.
Oh,
He just drops his Spanish shield. He's in trouble. The silence will go, and he's dead. He's dead for 50. This fight not going well. Chessie's low. They get Bulba with a lip kill. No, he stays alive. Chessie will fall, but it's a 4 versus 1. 4-for-1 trade. And Digital Chaos' AUI 2000's getting pursued down. The dust will go, but still, what a great fight for Complexity. They turn that around. They get 2.6k. Z-Freak getting the majority of the gold. They lose Chessie. They don't get that much for Limp, but still, that's a lot of gold going the way of Complexity, especially with sports.
It was just a huge mistake from TC there. He turned off his mana shield. I think he was worried about losing mana and not being able to ulti, but I just don't think you can turn off the mana shield. I guess if you get mana burned, it's better not have mana shield on because then you lose less mana overall. But he got stunned when his mana shield was down, and then the fight's just won because then it turns Medusa into a regular hero, and she needs that skill to be tanky. Just a giant mistake from DC there.
I don't know if you turn it off when you're that close to the tower and maybe a fight's going to break out. That really surprised me. They could have killed Swindle earlier. He was going to walk up here. But they dewarded the sentry here as he was walking up, and then he decided to say, nope, I'm backing out.
Yeah, he engaged basically from the one way they didn't have sentries, so it was really smart of Swindle to stand by his own tower to anticipate that. Normally the in an area like this, and that's where they had all their sentries down, but they got the initiation from the front, he didn't anticipate it, and his mana shield wasn't on, and boom, teamfight goes really well for Complexity.
Yeah, and Complexity now, they're starting to get a little bit more net worth for this Death Prophet as no one's really harassing her. She didn't get that much gold in the fight, but, free farm for that period of time can be a little bit too much for them to handle. So she's going to get towards her BKB, another BKB for a Death Prophet, and I think that's the right choice. Swindle up here in the top lane, they could go for a hook shot, but instead, this tier 2 tower is going to be what they're looking for.
Will they spot the Nyx, though?
There's a sentry there. Swindle should have seen AY 2000.
Yeah, he could see him.
Oh,
they
hook shot onto Chessie. They are very close
BKB.
to tier 3. EMP's going to fly through. Chessie's in trouble. The battery soul's still going. Can they bring him down? And now the call down will go after the blade mail's done. Nyx Assassin buys back. Here comes the exorcism. Bulba's in trouble. Now the stone gate's going in. They're going to kill these birds. The death ward, no, they won't. The cast still bouncing. They don't have that death ward anymore. The soul assumption not doing much work. Limp's in trouble. Will use himself up. Can they bring him down? The Maledict will do enough. Not yet. AUI looking for a Shuriken. They will get him with just the Maledict. It's a 1-for-1 trade. Cold Snap will go. Do they lose Swindle again? Another Shuriken toss. Look at that damage. The Deafening Blast. The last click and you will get it done. Great fight again, DC. They have one bad fight. They turn it right around. They are not done with this series yet. They want to force game number 3.
Really good aggressive play from them there. The gyro still does not have BKB. I think he made a pretty big mistake not getting BKB instead of the drums, just because the Clockwork keeps forcing these fights into weird positions. If he had BKB, Pop City kills Clock. Fight's really straightforward, but DC is just grouping up together and they're making the fights work and they're killing the important heroes.
DC's Scotty is done if he wants it. His Lincoln Sphere just about as well, I believe. And you talked about the BKB. Chessie doesn't have his. Limp is now still far from his after dying there. The buyback from Swindle now puts him only with the Staff of Wizardry. He was 1,700 gold earlier. He wanted that Blink Dagger, but the death, the buyback, and the dieback, devastating for his farm.
Yeah, it's really tough. The Tusk could have gotten there a little earlier. It might have helped as well. And I think the Visage did a great job with what he could do in that fight. But again, he lost his bats. He basically gets like one stomp out of his bats and that's it. And then they die afterwards.
And 1437 is having a great rebound game after that Dazzle performance. He now has a Witch Doctor with level 11, 2 components of his Aghanim Scepter, and he went for the Maledict, which is just an owning. I mean, I didn't think Lip was going to die there, but then I saw it was a level 4 Maledict, and that's a pretty easy kill.
He's been doing really good this game, definitely. His Death Wards keep getting canceled the last 2, but if he can stay a little bit farther back and channel them off sometimes, I mean, they're just amazing versus... Listen, very good versus the Gyro, especially if Gyro's behind, so very good versus all of Complexity's heroes, really.
TC went Manta Style. The lack of mana now is kind of dangerous. Manta Style costs 125. He only has 806.
And a BKB, maybe.
Yeah, he's got the Ogre Club. I don't see what else it could be for. There's no way he's building an SNY after just getting the Manta.
Well, one really nice thing about Manta is he gets a lot of attack speed, more than a Scotty. He gets 41 attack speed.
And he's got Alacrity too. He also does a lot of damage already.
Yeah, so he'll kill bats really fast with Alacrity. As you can see, he actually dishes the damage out decently.
TP is coming in. They want to defend this tier 2 tower. I'm not sure that's the best idea. They do have Exorcism back up. Maybe DC shouldn't be the one pushing. Back mid, they still don't have Swindle. Now he will Vendetta up. There's a Sentry here and one right in lane. So they kind of have all of their bases covered.
Just killing this building.
Yeah, this tier 2 is gone. They just can't fight into TC with the Alacrity. They'll back up now together, and that should be it. Yep.
I think he got the Manta because of the Death Prophet silence. If the fight starts and he gets stunned and then silenced, he just can't ult, right?
Yeah.
And he'll probably get his mana drained and then they lose the fight. So that's why he bought Manta, I think.
That's actually how he died the first time, the only time in this game so far. He actually got silenced up. He didn't have his mana shield on, I believe, or he actually
he got chain stunned up top. He wasn't silenced.
There was the fight mid where he almost died, I should say. He didn't actually die there. Swindle rotating, looking for a potential target, and 1437 is the easiest one. Gold is he going to lose if he dies here. Well, not enough to avoid, of course, getting that. He's actually not going to die. So mana burn, he's going to heal up with the level 1 Buddha Restoration. Hookshot came through. They're going to find Limp. There's going to be the Exorcism. There's going to be the Blade Mill coming out, but it's already just not doing enough because Limp has that BKB. The Spirit Siphon, the Tornado will go through. They will not fight any further as Limp is running at them, and I understand completely why. They've lost Bulba. He's dead for 40. Swindle's looking for another target. They don't have a gem. There's the track up. Swindle could have turned there, but he'll be fine. AUI will just back away.
Not the biggest loss for them. As time goes on, Bulba will be one of their lower net worth heroes. He's really more of an initiator, and at the very least, he did die there, but he did trade a 10-second BKB for his life. And over the course of the game, that will add up and be useful.
What do you think about a gem for either side? There's the AUI 2000 Bounty Hunter on DC, and Complexity have the Swindle's Nyx Assassin.
I mean, it's definitely dangerous. AUI may focus on getting the Guardian Griefs first due to the silence existing. So I think that might be his priority here. We'll see. Just bringing himself a lot of sentries, but there's the problem. If you lose the gem, then your opponents get it, and then it makes your life a billion times harder. So I'm sure both teams are like, you buy it. No, you buy it. You force them to do it. It's too dangerous at this stage in the game to give a gem to your opponents. It could change so much.
So it comes down to sentry placement. 1437 is 4 of them. How about AUI? He's got 3. So they have plenty. They have a lot of sentry wards. Is that going to matter? Well, AUI is on the hunt. He'll find Hanskin, who does have a medallion at a point, but she's rather tanky.
This is perfect. Bulba's coming too.
Yeah, he's going to look for the hook shot.
He's got range to go right now.
He's going to look for it. There it is. They'll find him, and Hanskin is more than likely dead. He's got the bird stomp. Maybe not. Maybe he can TP out. Tornado will come through. And AUI is actively looking for more. Limp will actually get out, though. That would have been a way bigger kill. Kill's a kill nonetheless, and these birds look like they will make it away into the tree line, and TC can't quite get there in time. Down bottom, split push is coming, though, from Complexity's Chessie, as he's inching ever closer to that BKB.
Very smart of them to push here, because it was clear that a lot of DC people TP'd top. So they're immediately going to pressure bottom because they're unlikely to be able to come. But it looks like it's going to be Invoker, TP, and DC, or AUI setting up. They spotted Tusk as well.
No BKB still for Chessie. I don't know if he
Got
can afford to
Tornado
die.
MP.
He's going to have to call down. And that call down actually stops them from pressing forward. And that was just a random call down, not
Well,
really.
almost got hooked in 13. They could maybe chase.
I think they're too far now. Chessie is tracked up, so he'll just TP away, knowing that he's actually in trouble. TC top lane. Swindle is on the hunt with the birds. He knows there may be something is going on. He's got BKB. He's not going to really use it. Not yet, anyway. There's a tier 1 tower there. Swindle, how comfortable does he feel going for this? And it looks like he probably won't. Maybe he will. And Pale's going to apply the mana burn just to annoy him.
Wow.
That's a lot of mana gone. Like, that's his full... That's just all of his mana gone. Out the drain.
Yeah, so TC is going to a very different build, it looks like. He's already got the BKB, obviously. He's picking up a broadsword and a blades of attack. He's obviously going to go for at least a Crystallis, or Crystallis or whatever. That way he can increase his single target damage. It doesn't let you crit in an AoE, but it does let you crit in a single target, and it gives you the damage bonus for the others. So it's going to help him basically deal with high HP single target heroes like Gyro and Death Prophet. That's the item he needs to beat those guys. So he's still gonna have a lot of mana problems this game, and it's gonna be hard for DC to deal with that, but Arcane Boots is the way, I guess.
You are Misheal. He actually could have gotten... He didn't have the third point in Invoke at level 15. He just got the third point at level 16. Either way, I mean, it's fine nonetheless. And he already has Zagam Scepter, which is still a 4-second cooldown, which is not bad, even if it is the third level instead of the fourth. That's pretty amazing. All right, what do we go to next? What do we see next? Complexity, they have the Exorcism up and ready to go. Again, it is almost level 3. It is level 3. This is very dangerous. This can win games for you on its own. He even has a Vit Booster, looking for, I imagine, the Octarine Core. With the Vit Booster up, he's pretty tanky with the BKB. He will get smoked. He also has the Invis Rune. They're going to look for a team fight. But DC are grouped up together here.
They can also smoke. They've got one sitting on Bounty Hunter here.
I
don't know how this fight's going to go. It's all going to come down to the initiation, I think. I think Dusa can deal with the Krob, and Krob can deal with Dusa. The mana burn's obviously going to be huge. Will they put up sentries as they walk? They will. So this is pretty big.
Smoke
AUI is towards the smoke ways. This could go well for them.
Yeah, they haven't been scouted yet. Uh-oh.
Right,
Look at this bait. Limp, they have the sentry. He's going to pop the Exorcism. The BKB will not get off in time. Now he will use the Deafening Blast. Look at the Death Ward. So he's getting destroyed, but the Eels will come through. Limp's still about to fall here. Maybe not. The Spirit Siphon, they're not focusing down. Now they are. Look at that damage coming out. Zefreak will fall as well. 2 dead. They're losing, I think, Chessie on the other side. They did lose him. He's dead up here towards that bottom area. They're still looking for another. The TP comes out from Swindle Melons. That's a huge fight. BKB gone. Exorcism gone. It is Roche time for Digital Chaos. That is as good as it gets for them.
That fight was completely won by TC's reaction time. Instantly BKBs, instantly ultis. And at that point, DC just can't, Complexity just can't fight. They can't run at him. They can't go for his chain setups. They can't do anything to touch Medusa at that stage, except for pop ult on Death Prophet. And even then, like, the best he could do is just Yules himself. So really nicely played by TC there. If he was reacting at least a little bit later, fight could have gone completely opposite way.
DC, though, they'll take the fight. They'll take the Aegis. And TC be the one to grab it. His Chrysalis now done. He actually has enough for Demon Edge. It's still, of course, a little bit short of that recipe for the Daedalus, whether he goes for that or something else. There's the recipe. The Daedalus will be done first. He still has to probably get that Scotty at some point in this game, but boy, is he happy. Still, that BKB was just picked up for the Gyrocopter. There is a lot of physical damage coming out. The Aghanims is done for 1437. That is super frightening. I think he might have had that last fight. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
There is just so much physical damage coming now from Digital Chaos.
Dire's middle tower has fallen.
If 1437 can sit in a good spot during the fights, it's massive. And I'm sure he was able to do that last game. He was on the correct side. He was carry was between him and the enemy, so he could just sit behind his carry, drop the ult, and do the damage. And it worked out really nicely against the DP.
All right, Digital Chaos with a Medusa in tow have a almost 12,000 net worth lead, a net worth experience advantage, of 5,000, and their items are starting to become fast and furious. There's the Ags for the Invoker plus 2k, they have the Daedalus for the Medusa, and really the Gyrocopter has died, I think, one too many times this game. He's sitting at 5 deaths now. He only has the Phase Drum and the BKB, which he just picked up and lost a charge while dying with. This is so hard. What did Complexity have to do to get back into this game, Purge?
They have to start their team fights correctly. They have to initiate with a Nyx gank, but I think DC is going to get to the point soon where they buy a gem. And when they do, it's going to be really hard for them to do that. So Complexity has to initiate.
And this might be the best fight for them. Sunstrike's going to go. I think it almost scouted out Z-Freak, who was TPing out. They do not have AUI 2000, or rather 1437. AUI 2000 is walking back up towards that area as well. It's just a 3-man push so far from Digital Chaos, but they do not seem to give a damn.
And no gem yet for DC. Still holding out a bit. Lots of sentries though. Guardian Greaves up on the Bounty Hunter, so he's going to be able to heal his team. And very importantly, give mana to Medusa. Bulba's got an Arcane Rune working towards a Nag, so about 2,000 away for that. And Yoar has an Aghanim, so he's going to be able to cast spells a lot faster now. And the big one is giving Alacrity to the Dusa. And this is one reason they got Daedalus, I think, is because they can give attack speed to their Dusa with Alacrity. Now they just need him to buy damage items. So he's going to hit really hard and way harder than normally Medusas do at this stage.
Yeah, that's one of the most frightening. I mean, he's already killing all of these heroes through BKB with the help of Alacrity, with the help of the Aghanim Scepter Witch Doctor ulti. So, I mean, it isn't really... The damage is already pretty ridiculous. We'll see if they decide to continue to push. They still have that Aegis up and ready to go. They've taken all of the outer towers. Maybe they can push in bottom a little bit more, but they might try to go high ground here. Maybe they wait for another item. TC is still kind of unsure about it, it seems. Did they go for Scotty and then they try to push high ground? By the time they do that, they won't have the Aegis anymore, so they should at least try to get some damage done on the tier 3, right?
Yeah, they should definitely use the Aegis. I think they could... I think they can force a high ground. As long as... Yeah, there's a Force Staff on Swindles. He's actually very close to having a Blink Dagger since he did go Midas. I think that's where things get scary. If you can get like a triple stun or something, the fight will be really good for Complexity.
Yeah, he's
kind
very
of scary.
He's gonna have it.
I'm not sure if Dusa will go Scotty next. I think the better item actually might be Butterfly. Normally I'd say Scotty 100%, but because of the Nyx Assassin, it could hurt him a bit more. That's not necessarily true though. If he does go Scotty, he just hard counters the gyro because he just right clicks him and even through BKB he can slow. Maybe Scotty is the move. It's either that or Butterfly.
Ooh, track up on Swindle. He knows it and he's in trouble. He's gonna have to hightail it out, but here comes the Orchid Malevolence, the Cold Snap. They'll force him back a little bit, but he is done to that Soul Burn at the very least. The split shot coming in, definitely Blast won't catch up Jesse, but the hook shot will. Boba, there's the BKB forced out. Is DC's 1437 here? He is. He's got the Aghanim Scepter, and with Nyx Assassin, they'll want to force out a buyback at the very least. They'll get one bird. They will not get two. The high ground push commences. They have the Exorcism. They have the BKBs. Chessie does not, however. They missed their creep wave now. Limp's going to go ahead and Spirit Summon, but you do not want to deal with that. That right click is ridiculous. Now the Sunstrike, Limp actually is going to avoid it. He is very speedy. He has that Yules. He treads up as well. The Alacrity, they're going to keep healing him with a Voodoo Restoration. They still don't have a creep wave. It's coming up, and they're going to probably make another go of it here. Swindle does not want to have to buy back if he doesn't need to. And so TC will continue the right click onto the tower of the ice. Ooh, the Force 4 from, I think somebody. Limp's still in trouble. He actually gets taken so much damage with the Daedalus. He almost dies. Shuriken toss. He kills him. He's going to have to buy back now. What a Shuriken from AUI. That was the longest range I've ever seen. This is going to be the Meatball Tornado combo. And Chessie still with no BKB. Another track. The Snowball will save him.
Oh, he pulls him in. I don't know.
DP. They're in pretty deep here. Now they're doing the right click. Chessie about to fall. There's the Axe ulti from 1437. The Witch Doctor going to work. It finally gets canceled, but not before it gets 2 kills. CC out of mana, but he has that Aegis. And Bulba just goes to work. Lips low. They're going to lose Swindle. It's not a dieback. He actually still has it. He didn't buy back in that last fight, but still they've lost 3. And DC, they will push, and they will end the game within 5 minutes. Digital Chaos forced this to game number 3, Purge.
Man, they really just showed BKB and Medusa is an option, and you can buy it. You don't have to play standard Medusa. If they go Nyx Assassin, you just get a BKB. Because even there, when his mana was gone, whenever I see a Dusa with mana empty, I'm like, she's dead. But he popped BKB and he just went through them. Really nicely played by DC, but that game was, early game was completely carried by AUI 2000, and everybody pulled their weight going into those early team fights on DC, and they